back to Alan Shearer. Lets it run to Solano. What a finish.
And Shearer playing it for Solano. Round the back, Nobby Solano! Solano, this is lovely from Newcastle. Solano, oh, brilliant! Coaxed in quite brilliantly by Nolberto Solano.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to NUFC Insiders. We are live with none other than Newcastle United legend Nolberto Solano. Nobby Solano is on the show, blessing us. I'm over the moon excited. This is the first time we had an ex-player on the channel, and none other than the legend, my personal idol. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be a Newcastle United fan. I really wouldn't. I mean, you see it all over my background. It's nothing but Solano. So, Nobby, I appreciate you coming on. How are you doing?
How are you, Chris? Thank you very much for your introduction. I'm very proud, very pleased. You know, been playing in the Premier League for a long time. Especially Newcastle is a special club for myself. I've been spelling many times with them, and so it's nice. It's nice to be back. I'm living back into Newcastle in the Northeast, and I have a big surprise last night in this award. You know, give me the honor to be in this dinner last night. It's very special for me.
Yes, congratulations on becoming a Hall of Famer for Newcastle. It's a big historic club, and for myself, I'm proud to say that a Peruvian player is able to be inducted in the important club in Europe. It's what you've done as a footballer for Peruvians, for South Americans. It's been amazing. So thank you for all that. Before we start, I want to give a big thank you to NUFC Matters and Steve Wraith for kind of putting this together. Putting myself and Nobby to chat and kind of introduce me to him. He saw a video of mine just talking about Nobby, and he knew him, and he came on the show, and later on he was able to put us together so we can make this happen. So a big thank you to Steve Wraith, and then UFC Matters. You can subscribe to their channel in the link in the description below. And by the way, you do have an event with him. You want to tell us a little bit about that, Nobby?
Yes, always. As you mentioned, the guy we became very good friends for a long time. You know, when I moved to Newcastle, he's the guy always look after all the players.
Mm-hmm.
We still in contact. We still in communication. We've been doing a lot of shows, like he mentioned. Now, I think on the 24th we have a function in Dundee all the time. He's the guy always in contact with all supporters, Newcastle supporters around the world. So he's a great man, great lad. So I will be on the Saturday or 24th, I believe so.
Yep, Saturday 24th. Yep. And it's going to be obviously hosted by Steve Wraith. The legend Nobby Solano is going to be there. You can spend an evening with him. Saturday 24th at Dundee. You're going to get live music, a 2-course dinner included, auctions, raffles, all that stuff. So get your ticket. Go meet Nobby Solano. I don't have that chance yet. I will at some point, I'm sure. So you go out there and meet him and spend time with these guys. So listen, let's get started. Man, it's been an incredible career that you've had in obviously Newcastle United in the uniform. But how did it? Because I read somewhere that you were close to signing with Arsenal before Newcastle. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, my agent back in the years, he told me about the rumors start to say, listen, it's an option maybe to come to Arsenal. And I said to him, English football, to be honest, we heard a long time ago about Liverpool, you know, was a big famous club back in the 80s.
Right.
Even I'm have a big brothers because I'm the last one in the family. I remember my fifth brother in the family is always supporting Liverpool because back in the year, you know, the 80s, Liverpool football. But to be honest, English football wasn't that popular back in the years. You know, we always talking about Italian football or Spanish football, Germany football. So, well, he was he was saying to me, Nobby is a probably opportunity to go to Arsenal. So it would be great. I said to him, because what happened, the Premier League start to become quite popular. They start to show the games. I remember watching, because we have a South American back in the year, Tino Asprilla was playing
Right.
here in Newcastle. Julinho was playing for Middlesbrough. I remember Carbonari, the Argentina, used to play for Derby Country. So he became a little bit popular. So I said to my agent, yes, let's go. Why not? Always my dream is to play in Europe. So I was so proud, so lucky to, well, my agent get in contact with one of the Kenny Dalglish scouts. He saw me in the video, and was agreed to take me to Newcastle. So thank you very much to Mr. Kenny Dalglish to give me
Yeah.
that great opportunity to move to that wonderful club.
Right, right. And, you know, I mean, you were the first Peruvian to play in the Premier League, and I mean, you know, we've had a few afterwards, but you've done an amazing, amazing career there. And not only Newcastle, of course, you played Aston Villa, West Ham United, Leicester City. You know, you played in Hartlepool United as well, Hull City. So, like, you've. What is it about the Premier League that you decided to say, you know, does it feel like home? You know, what was it that you stay there? And most Peruvians, most South Americans are not able to stay in the Premier League being so tough. But you didn't have a problem with that.
Well, I was, like I'm saying, I was quite lucky to, when I moved to Newcastle. You know, what we like, when we footballers. Newcastle is a very special club. You know, it's only
Right.
one club in the city. Okay, we go near Sunderland,
Hmm.
Middlesbrough is not far, but in the northeast is all the support for the town, for the city is the club. So that passion, I mean, when you're feeling as a player, when you're walking in the street, everybody come along to say to you the best compliments, give you a hand, you want to sign in autographs, things like that. Engage to you so much, as a footballer. So even you coming here, it's really quiet city. It's very small. During the week, you see, it's quite dead.
Right.
It get dark, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's like this for 6, 7 months. But it's amazing in the weekend before the matches how everybody warming up. You see the pops around the stadium, all
Right.
the supporters, get exciting for the matches. So all these things, when you're a footballer, what is the best thing you can ask him? Play the games every weekend, not every weekend, but at least, well, when you play a home games, we play with 45, 50,000 people. So that's I will talking about myself. I don't know, but when you feel that, you plus, another thing is the way the stadiums, the fields in here in England is the perfect fields to play football. So enjoy everything, that passion, and from how well you live in here. People love football, and yes, that's why I'm saying this. When I arrive in here, I see I want to stay here for much longer. I can do it, and ending to well, and ending my family, kids born in here, so I'm ending to living in here. I always like it to be in England because football in here is amazing.
Yeah. Um, and you came to Newcastle in 1998. Uh,
Yes.
so you came to a team, and quickly later on, a year later, basically, you were playing for a final, for a FA Cup final, in 1999. That is one of the most prestigious tournaments that you can play in England, in European football. And how old were you at the time in 1999?
Well, when I moved to here, I was arriving here in like a 23,
Okay,
1998. I was just been signing in July. 3, 4 months later, I was 23 because I left Argentina when I was 22.
right,
So yeah, I mean, it's like I'm arriving quite difficult period with Kenny Douglas because he gets sacked 4 months later. 3 months later when arriving here, he gets sacked. So Ruth Gully arrived into the team, new manager with no much experience in football. Because he's only retired 2 years before,
right,
so he has to deal with the team. Is everything, it's difficult when you arrive in the club, somebody signing you, another guy take it over. But to be honest, I was quite strong. I was quite strong in mentality to say, okay, I need to adapt. No expecting to this guy adapting to me. No, I say I need to try to recognize the training sessions, how fast, the pace in the ball, So they are not really keen to building no English back in the years. And now you see how crazy they play
Yeah.
with using the goalkeeper, things like that. But back in the year was quite direct football, from the keeper right back straight away to the striker, or from the keeper to the striker. We have to play from the second ball.
Yeah.
Typical like the tactical from rugby tactical, when you kick the ball and
Yeah.
after you go pressure. So and that transition was in the beginning for quite difficult, because when good communication with the manager, you want to tell him things you want to say because you feel frustration. Sometimes play the matches in the beginning, sometimes not play, even in the bench, things like that. So what's going on? But to be honest, I have to, like I said to you, I have to adapt in quicker. I have to know how the training session really tough. We have to so I was quite lucky to adapt in, and they have a very great group of players, great people. So Kimi soon recognize my technique, soon recognize how I can do with the ball. They start to winning the friendly chip into the training ground. So that helped me very much, and was I start to play more regular. And like you mentioned, I was very lucky. I didn't realize how the FA Cup, how important was. We was playing the
Right.
matches, and after we go through to the next round, near we get into the final, I didn't realize how exciting was all the fans. I understood because this club hasn't won any trophy for a long time, so everybody was quite desperate. Great opportunity, but a shame because we waste the chance when we used to play. I believe we play best Manchester United era.
Right.
99 Beckham, Scholes, Roy King. They have a fantastic team. You have a fantastic Andy Cole. Roy York. So we catch the best moment of Manchester
United.
United. Sorry, but it was a great experience. And after a few months later, unfortunately, Rod Gully gets sacked, and we started with Bobby Robson. When they have started to great period, great opportunity, great moment in the club.
Yeah. What do you think was, because a lot of people like Paul Clark, he tweeted this question. He said it would be interesting to hear his thoughts on the FA Cup final and how it was. There's a separate question how it was scoring against Sunderland when Shearer was injured for the penalty. But like, what are your thoughts on what was that missing piece to be able to beat that big Manchester United? Or do you think that they were just better and at the
I
end of the day,
think I think now after a long time, I feeling we need to get. I mean, we didn't get enough in the tactical. We
mm,
probably just Ruth Gullit. I remember that match. I used to play in the right wing. I put in the left side. Put Robert Lee, a player normally who used to be a holder midfielder. He put in the right winger. So it was a little bit mess. The relationship with Ruth Gullit back in the into the end of the season looked to me looked like it wasn't the best. A lot of fraction with the old players, experienced players, even with Alan Shearer. He left in the bench, when we play in against Sunderland, the big match, the big derby, he left Alan Shearer in the bench. So we wasn't prepared enough, good enough to face the final, and unfortunately.
yeah, I think most people can say Gullit was as a young manager compared to Alex Ferguson, who had all the experience in the world. Um, Yeah, and the other question is, how did you feel about your thoughts on scoring against Sunderland when Alan Shearer was injured?
Yeah, it was the opportunity. Normally, Alan never give you any chance. Alan have to want to score any single goal. I was quite lucky. Yeah, well, it was, of course, it was a derby match, big responsibility. Be the derby, be they call the Macams,
Yeah, the
to
Magos.
these people. So yeah, it was very special when you win away. We have a great game. Everybody really enjoyed. The fans remember all the time this game. So it was quite good, and a lot of pressure as usual. When you take a
Right.
penalty, it doesn't matter if it's Sunderland or any team, because sometimes look easy, but you need to make sure to put in the net. But I was quite lucky. I'm so proud to people still remember that when I scored against Sunderland.
One of the co-hosts of we have an American show on Saturdays. He was a big fan, and that earlier in the 2000s, I believe, he went to Newcastle and he met you there, and he said that you showed up to training in a van with a trumpet. There's always been this talk of Solano and the trumpet. Is it true? Is it a true thing that you would come to training and play the trumpet?
What happened is, back in the years, now you see how everything growing up. The staff, the physios. It's plenty people now in the staff. How many coaches, fitness coaches, things like that. So the physios back in the year when you was injury, you has to arrive early in the training ground, but you has to wait until all the fit players, before they go outside to training, they have to have a treatment first, because there will be a training. And so in that long time, we have to wait like an hour or something like that in the training ground. So I remember I used to start to practice with my trumpet when I moved to England, because I was quite, we have a plenty time after training, quite boring. So I need I need to do myself something, how I won't come back to, because I like music. I like brass part in the band. We Peruvian, we love salsa so much.
That's it. Yeah.
So, one day nobody knew it. I like it. I play the trumpet. So what happened is, Bob Robson liked to take all the team before we start training. He liked to pull the whole score, in the middle of the pitch, and start to talk and explain what we want to do, for the day. So one day I'm just hiding. Nobody knew it. I'm hiding behind the trees in the defense outside the training ground. I went very early. Nobody is just behind the grass. But I knew I can see Bobby Robson when I start to talking and start to blow the trumpet. I do like a horses races. So Bobby started looking. It was like he started to look and say, waiting to he stop talking. And when he start again talking, yes, I'll go back again. He shout for, "Are you fucking funny? You very funny, eh? Wherever you are behind there. You bloody go work. What you doing here?" So he didn't realize it was me. So no, it was a little bit fun. When I was quite, like I'm saying, character. You need sometimes you need to. These guys, Europeans, they're quiet. Very just cold people. You try to just be fun. So I was, yes. Everybody, honestly, is crazy, because everybody all the time see me in the street everywhere. "Nobby, where is your trumpet? Nobby, where is your trumpet?" I said to people, I'm very lucky you never heard me play the trumpet, because if you heard me play the trumpet, you won't give me any compliments. I said, but it was quite good fun. I like music. So at one point, organize a salsa band with the friends, just to be fun, a little bit fun. So it was quite enjoyable.
And you're from El Callao, man. That's salsa.
Yeah, well, I said, no, in Peru, I will say 60% we are people love salsa, 60% of the population. And after we go, people like a pop or any rock and roll, Spanish music, things like that. But I'm always very happy to put in my car heavy salsa dura, we call it, and just to warm it up, because every morning you go -1 in here, 2 degrees. I need to just get warm. So it was nice, very good fun. And everybody, that's why everybody relationship me now with my trumpet.
Yeah. And then, so moving forward, you went to Aston Villa. You came back in 2005. Was it something that you wanted to do, to come back and play for Newcastle?
I mean, yes, of course. In the first place, what happened? We have a great time with Bobby, but when I'm gonna start to feeling that season, he signed in Lee Boyer, I remember, and he started to play Lee Boyer in the right winger. So it was quite funny, because that season, and unfortunately, we didn't qualify to the Champions League. We get knocked out to Partizan team. So we start the season, and Bobby started to let me in the bench. At one point, he didn't put me even in the bench. That was the last. When we say, the last moment for me with him. I don't like fellow coaches. I don't want to be, always have a respect for coaching, for everyone. But I spoke to my agent and said, "Listen, I cannot stay here anymore, because he not playing me anymore." So Villa and David O'Leary find out I would like to move. He was very keen to have me. So I have a great time in Villa. I was so pleased. I said to the fans, even they're not happy, because I let them down, because come back again to Newcastle a year later, because they put me the player of the year. The fans vote for me to be the season. Sorry, the season. So Yeah, it was a lovely club, lovely club. I enjoyed, but I knew it. I knew I don't never want to leave Newcastle, because I have everything is difficult after being 4 years, 5 years in one place to move somewhere else. It take a time, especially I like St. James Park. I like it to play. So I was quite lucky to still in contact with Alan Shearer, we Shea Given, Stevie Harper, with the ex-players still in the club was with Souness time. So Souness was quite keen to having me bring me back to the club.
Right.
So he did. It was fantastic, and unfortunately, it was in the great time we arrived again, because Souness gets sacked a month later, things like that, and after we was difficult period with the team.
Yeah. And then you left in 2007. That was, the last time you played for Newcastle during that time. Then you went on to play, many more years. Did you ever think of coming back to Newcastle, or do you think that it was just the door was closed?
The thing is, I would like it was my idea at one point to when the compact stay in Newcastle and see what happened. I remember Sam Allardyce arrived into the club, but I spoke to him to say, "Boss, I'm in your plans. Are you happy to have me a part of your squad?" He said, "Nobby, I won't promise to you anything. If you want to go, you can go. If you want to stay, you can stay." It was honest, but feeling that when the managers start to bring his own people, own players. Uh, so West Ham come along. I spoke
Right.
to was when I moved to West Ham was already there. Kieron Dyer, Scotty Parker, Craig Bellamy. So ex teammates. So I was quite pleased to move to there and. Have a good. That's the last time when I wasn't playing in the Premier League. That was my last season in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So I have a great time.
Yeah. Um, Let me ask you this: do you have any regrets in your football career?
I will say, it's sometimes it's if he after what happened, yeah, I will say, yeah, could he do maybe a little bit better, look after myself better, maybe if you want to, continue it. But when you sometimes one point you feel like disappointing to, you get a little bit older, the opportunities. It was in the same time some difficult time with the family. So when you start to go a little bit crazy in that situation, I moved to Greece. After
Hmm.
Compa, moved to Peru, come back again to England. Not really it was in a stable situation for me. But I will say, I all the time, any club I get the opportunity to work, I give it my best. I always this place is in my heart because I spent so many years. These people give me, you know, look, I'm retired. Like the last time playing this club, we'll say was in 2006 around there. And still look like I only haven't played. I haven't lived this club only a couple of
Yeah.
years. Still working in the street, all the supporters. And now what happened last night, is another give me
Yeah.
award to this that to when people recognize that to me it's amazing. I'm so pleased to get back in here with the family. I'm a coaching now. I'm looking to for a coach opportunity to see if it's anything gonna happen. Not only in Newcastle, around UK or
Yeah.
Europe, whatever happen. But yeah, I would say always be honest, try to working hard and see what happens.
Jackie Nicholson says the owners need to give Noby a role at the club right now. Hey, that's a nice point right there. We will go to the fans' questions in a minute. Just keep posting them, and then we'll get to as many as we can. Um, what does it feel? And this is coming from a Peruvian American, I guess you can say. What does it feel to be the greatest footballer in your country?
I'm so proud. I'm so and so really like I'm saying, I was the first South American we played here in the Premier League back in the year. And
Yeah.
I'm so proud to be first of all to be Peruvian, first Peruvian, so proud for that. And all these compliments, when you move, I feel like ambassador because people all the time told me, English people, hey, any people say anything about Peru
Right.
is association with myself straight away, blah blah blah. It's so proud, so proud, so pleased to have these people recognize, give me the award yesterday. I'm really over the moon. I'm really, really happy. So yes, it's nice. That's the reason I'm still over here.
Yeah, and that is my opinion, by the way. Noby is the greatest Peruvian player to ever play football. That I mean, we've had great players before, but I mean, it is what it is. Um, What are your thoughts on the club today? I mean, right now we just went through the transfer window, didn't get any signings, and of course nobody left, so it was pretty quiet. It was the same. But how do you think the club is performing this season, and what do you see in the future for Eddie Howe and the lads?
Yeah, what I'm feeling is these people arrive in this club is very intelligent people. There are no probably everything go push forward because the expectation with Eddie House was signings when arriving here. He
Right.
jumped in so quick without all the expectation because remember when he signed it, everything's about to build the team, go slowly to the next step. But he jumping very fast. He do fantastic job last season. That's the reason to finish into the top four, to be in the Champions League. So when you go how far he went there, and after when people hearing, oh, the club is a rich club now with this millionaire owner, thing like that, thinking to probably, oh, it's the time now to start to win things. But this season, I believe is everything changed. It's not easy in the Premier League because it's different when teams face to you, when you are the favorite, when you have a people know you are getting stronger and good. So this season been a lot of different because you can put a lot of things like injuries, but I think always my opinion is not the right moment when you want to sign players in January
Mhm.
because I will say good players you have to go and buy them in June when they're free. I mean not free, but I mean in normal period when it's a break, in summertime when you have to make a good signings, good player. So I believe Eddie, with all experience now 2 years in the club, I guess in for the next season is probably the moment is when he probably will start to feel a little bit more the pressure to try to. We'll see what happens first. No, it's a lot of games to play. We see what happening here. It's a lot of games to play. How he finishing the season. I think if he don't qualify against to any European competition, fans probably will be a little bit not happy. But I think it depends how far is the owners, their limits, how far they want to wait
Right.
for him. So it's football change. It's not that simple. The
Hmm.
the the picture change. But everybody loves. He's a great young manager. He's still learning. He's still in the experience. It was first Champions League international competition for him. He's in the learn now. So well, we hope so. Fingers crossed for the club. Being so well so far after being so many years under Mark Ashley compared with what we're doing now is amazing.
Yeah. Let's go to some comments. Some of the fans say David Lee says, "Hi, Chris, and big thank you to Geordie legend Mr. Nobby Solano. '90s, one of the best team I've ever seen." Paul Clark says, "Well done on the Hall of Fame, Nobby." Beer Viking says, "I love watching Nobby growing up. I had 2 shirts with his name on. I got one coming, by the way. And when I go to England, Nobby, you got to sign it." Uh,
No
Paul,
problem.
Paul Clark says, "Once a black and white, always a Geordie." David R says, "Mr. Solano, you're an absolute tune legend. They won. They don't make wingers like you anymore. Sensational right foot and delivery." Paul Clark has a question. He says, "We have so many injuries, Nubby. Can we use you as a sub?" That's
tell,
crazy.
tell Paul I wish, my friend, but I will be injured and soon as start in the pitch, I will be 1 minute out. So
Yeah.
they
Uh,
will do better with them, men.
Lewis says, "What is the feeling like walking out of St. James's Park?"
Always like I'm saying before to many people, it's really enjoyable. I was really enjoyable when we play at home. It's really enjoyable the way the fans, waiting for the match, the atmosphere outside to the stadium St. James Park. See all the pops, yeah, very busy with people having drinks, things like that, waiting for the match. That's a great feeling. There's the best feeling you have all your supporter. That's what I always say. Newcastle fans, I'm not saying because I'm here in Newcastle, but that's two honest fans, really honest. Listen, without winning any trophy for a long time, they still supporting the team. That can
Yeah.
tell to you how this truthful to the heart. So, even the new generation, new young lads now, when I'm watching in the stadium, see it's a lot of young boys still supporting. They are so proud from your city, so proud from your club, even the situation, even haven't won anything. So it's amazing. It's amazing. They are lovely. I hope so. Yes, I fingers crossed. I hope so. Eddie come. Maybe it's another opportunity in FA Cup. Sorry, they go through against Fulham. So great
Yeah.
opportunity to win anything.
David Ars has a question for Noby. How was it playing for Sir Bobby Robson, and what made him such a special manager to play for? As he seemed to get the best out of every single player.
I believe Bobby arrived in the right time with us. What happened was in the moment when it was difficult. Like I said to you in the beginning, the interview, when I arrived was Kenny Douglas. He gets sacked 2 3 months later. Ruth Gooley took it over, and the year later gets sacked. So Bobby find out straight away what's going on. So he pulled all the team together. He always in his meeting, team talks, mention the fans, mention the club, mention the people, what we have to do well. They always say, guys, we have to give you everything. Doesn't matter. Sometimes you can play well, good games, but give you everything. These people, these fans, is too honest. It's true. So he engaged everybody, changed a little bit the rules, in the club. Everybody has to eat together, waiting for him. It look like you run down, when you sit in the table and
Yeah.
waiting. When he finished, he stand up. Everybody is allowed to leave the club, the training ground. So things like that, we start to build. I was quite smart, experienced guy, being coaching in Portugal, in Barcelona, being in the national team in the World Cup '86. So a lot of experience. He read it straight away and start to sign in good players. Start to bring like a Craig Bellamy, Laurent Robert, players, important players for the team. So he was very good. He was a great man. He's a lovely person. Shame he's not here anymore. He passed away a long time ago. But he was a fantastic human guy.
Beer Bikin says, "What was Noby's favorite moment at Newcastle?"
I will say that era, that time when Bobby Robson arrived into the club, when we start to finish in the top four, qualify to the Champions League spot, that was amazing time. And we have a great games. I remember back in the year was dominating the league, was Arsenal or Manchester United and Arsenal. And we always had to fight with Chelsea, has to fight with Leeds United. And 1 point, Leeds United has a great team. Leeds United has a very good team, but we always beat them. So it was a great moment we hit around 2000 until 2004.
David Lee says, "Did Noby score when we beat Leeds 4-3 at Ellen Road? Did you score,
Yes,
Noby?"
yeah, I did. Yes, I did. I remember. That was what I'm talking about. When that was very key game to win, because we knew if we beat them, we made sure to try to go in the table,
Right,
so they won't catch us, into the
right.
season. So that's why, because that Leeds United, remember, was very strong. Have a Ferdinand, Rio Ferdinand. They have a Fowler. They have a Kewell, the Australia boy, Viduka. They have a fantastic team, very strong team. Lee Boyer back in the day and there. So we was quite. We was very exciting times to play against them.
Billy the Fish says, "Which of Newcastle's current players would you start in a game if they were all fit?"
I will say Joelinton, probably for his experience. It's a quite big miss at the moment for the team.
Yeah,
And I would like a Liverento to start to play. I know the Love Burn is a tall guy, defender, but
yeah,
Liverento, I like it because he's a more attacking player. He's a more, he enjoy more going inside the pitch. So he can give it to you defensively and can give it to you in attacking, give it to you things. But well, Eddie trusts into these big boys, in the back four, this play with Shark, the Dutch boy, Boldmon, and the Trippier. But I would like it to see, the boy, because he can give it. Trippier go forward, attacking quite well, but we need from the other side. Well, I
right.
believe Newcastle need. It's great to see that boys from Newcastle, Longstaff and the Milos, probably need to enjoy a little bit more with the ball when Bruno Guimaraes has the ball. When Bruno Guimaraes has the ball, everybody starts to disappear. You need to get a little bit 1-2 in the middle. So,
Yeah,
but I hope so. I hope so. Newcastle, everybody start to get fit, get back the strong side, and see what happens.
yeah. I don't know if you answered this already, but what was your favorite game for the tune?
Well, I like it when we play against Everton. I'm scored twice that game when I
Oh,
when I
that.
scored outside my foot. Yes,
Oh man.
outside my foot. That's very. I like it, the game. I never scored twice in the games. So, but it was. I like it, that game. I enjoy it very much.
Yeah. Foxy says best ceviches in Callao, elite levels. Yep. Foxy, question: top three players that you play with. He's assuming that Maradona has to be one for sure.
Always, I would say Diego. I wish to catch Diego when he was, of course, couldn't happen because I was too young. But yeah, of course, play with Maradona was a great short period in Boca Junior. He was amazing, lovely guy. And but well, with Alan Shearer, I'm enjoying very much play with Alan. Alan was amazing striker, and Craig Bellamy. I like to play with Bellamy using his pace. Kieron Dyer, people with a lot of pace. It's so easy to play with them because he only has to just play the ball and behind the defender. He
Right.
always this guy get there.
Actually, I'm going to interview Warren Barton Friday, and but I was watching an interview that he did before. He said that you were one of his favorite players to play with because you would cut inside, and he can go.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah. I remember when I moved to here, Warren. I remember Warren Barton because he was the player, a very smart. I never see some player every day coming to the training ground so smart. Suit is a suit boy. He's a suit man. So when you tell him about how many suits he has in his life, because he's so we go training ground, we go in track suits, things like
right.
that. But this guy is always smart. It look like I say, you have an office after here. You go office. You have another profession because it's a great man. Warren, I remember when I arrived here, he left the club 2 years later. But yes, he's a typical English attacking. I love attack. Like you mentioned, I like to go inside because I know he like to go attack. So I enjoy. We do some good time to combination linking together quite well.
Yep. David R says Nobi on the right and Robert on the left, the best wingers in the Premier League. Sensational talent and quality. What sort of character was Laurent Robert around the training ground?
We say Laurent Robert is a player. Probably they don't need to train him from Monday to Thursday or to Fridays. Yes, he need to come to the matches because the way he's training, his body language, he has a lot of bites from all the experienced players back in the year. Lovely man. I'm still in contact with him. We're still talking. I was lazy, but he is a winner. You know,
Right.
he says in the pitch in the training, he sometimes doesn't like it. Try say, hey, tranquilo, relax. It's a midweek. We need to save. He tried to save his energy for the weekend, but on the weekend it was a wonderful. He has a powerful, wonderful effort. That's why we have a great balance. Like people,
Yeah.
we don't need to just attack for only one side. We can go from the left, can go for the right. So the more happy guy was on the team was Alan Shearer.
Yeah, that is true. Ian says, who was your most difficult opponent to play against?
Well, in England, always been tough, especially when you have to deal with the big clubs, big players. I remember back in the year when Ashley Cole was at Arsenal, and after Ebra arrived into Manchester United, Chelsea, Babayaro, always tough fullbacks. The thing is difficult because these guys, because they are big team, big club, they're attacking a lot. So I have to more track back these guys because they not really stay in the back in the position there because it's big clubs always they love to attack. So it was quite difficult guys.
All right. Foxy, which is louder, St. James's Park or La Bombonera? Two great stadiums.
I will say it's two different kind of louder. I will say St. James Park is more peaceable, but La Bombonera is too hot. It's fire in there.
Yeah. Too much. And that hurts me because I'm a River Plate fan. So, but it's okay. Jordy C says, could you ask Nobi why he thinks what he thinks his relationship with Shearer in the pitch was so successful? Why was your relationship with him so successful?
Because what happened when you play with world class players? I will always say in football, if you have a good players around you, you make it play easy football. So you don't need to. Yes, with Alan was the connection straight away. We knew he like to be in the box. We knew he's a guy. He can finish with the head. He can finish with the foot. So he got technical. He was very technical guy. He has no probably pace, but he was so technical, holding the ball so well. So yeah, we knew it soon. Alan always said, "Nobby, soon you go space, yes, put the ball in the box. I will be there." So that was for us like you know, like I'm saying, his movers all the time try to be in behind the center backs, winning that small space, run into that space. So it was, like I'm saying, it was quite easy to play around good players.
Yeah. Jordy Revolution says, amazing, Mr. Solano. Shearer said he was one of the main reasons he scored so many goals. Amazing player. And being Peruvian, this must be a dream for Chris. Yes, it is. It is a dream for me. He's been my idol my whole life. So it's amazing to do this and to keep my composure. So don't remind me that he is my idol, because I'm going to lose it. But I want to show you some pictures, and you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when you see these pictures. So we're going to start with this one.
A wonderful man, a wonderful manager. I think it was big part of this time, especially the time I had to deal in Newcastle. It was huge, big part to we have a little bit successful.
Yep. What about this shirt?
Always special. I believe when you play for your country, is the most, as a footballer, the most honor or privilege to you can have for you when you are a footballer. Play for represent your country is the best thing can happen in your career. So I was so lucky, very proud to have been in the Peruvian share for 96 Cup. Could it do more? But Sir Bobby Robson, the guy you put the picture before, don't let me go to many friendly matches. So I could have 115 or 120.
Yeah, and the best one to ever put that shirt on, for sure. What about this one?
Great man, great person. We're still good friends. He's a lovely guy, great professional. Well, I see him now in the TV all the time. With with BBC, working with BBC. It's amazing. It's amazing guy. It's a great pal. We're still in touch. So he owed me a lot of pints.
Yeah. What about this one right here?
Oh, it's a shame. Shame he's not here. Lovely guy, lovely person. I only be short time with him, but he showed me his heart to stray away. Great compliments. Only been short period. I remember having my debut with him when the guy come and Bennett stamped me in my knee. It looked like I broke my leg. Diego jumping into him, shouting to him, looked like he killed one of his sons. So
Yeah.
he was amazing guy, lovely guy. It's a shame he's not here.
Did you remain in contact with him throughout later in his life?
With Diego, no, it was difficult. I
Yeah.
believe with talking to Diego, it was quite tough. Only the last time when I saw him is he invited me to his testimonial. Sorry, when we played qualified games with Peru in 2006, when he was the manager of the national team.
Okay. And lastly, this one.
Well, it's a hobby. It's my frustration.
Now, let me ask you: is this photo, was this photo taken in Peru? I can tell by the door.
Look like, I don't know. No, maybe.
Because it's amazing. If you were in Peru, I'm assuming you were with the national team or you were on vacation, and you were still rocking the Newcastle shirt. You still had the Newcastle.
Probably I have to. Probably was the shirt I have in Peru. I mean, my wall. Maybe I have to wear it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
I
awesome.
love music. I love music.
Awesome. Just to finish up with the interview, I got some fiery questions. Quick questions for you. I'm going to put you on the ropes, Nobi. I
No
have to
problem.
do it. Everybody that gets on has to answer these. So they're difficult. Choose between going to your kid's graduation party, university party, or going to a Champions League final that Newcastle is playing
Oof.
in.
Oh,
I get
let-
everybody with this one.
listen, my friend. I love football so much, but my family is first.
Hey,
Sorry.
there you go. There you go. That is important. Complete the phrase. Newcastle United will win the Premier League in what year?
I think it 190, 70.
No. I mean, when will we win one in the future?
Oh, sorry. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Be soon. I hope so because I know a lot of friends in here. They're getting old guys. I met them 20 years ago, so they're still desperate for the for that first trophy. So wish you hope. I hope so. No more than 2 3 years time.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people say 2025, 26. So it might happen. Um, choose this. Newcastle wins the FA Cup, haven't won a trophy yet. They win the FA Cup, and Sunderland wins the Premier League. Do you take that deal?
Oof, no, no chance, no chance.
That's good one. That's a good one. Who's your football idol?
Well, the guy you show in the picture, Diego
Maradona.
Armando Maradona.
All right. Would you rather score or assist?
I'm enjoy assisting. I'm enjoy assisting.
Who is the best teammate you ever played with in Newcastle?
The Everton are playing in Newcastle. I play against, sorry, or I play
With
with. I will say the team we have in 2000. We have a wonderful
the,
team in
the whole
2001.
team. The whole team.
The
Uh,
whole team.
who was the funniest teammate you ever had?
Lua Lumana Tresor. You
Oh my
remember
god.
this guy when he scored he flicks? He was a funny guy, very funny guy.
um Now let me ask you this: a lot of people are saying, obviously we have a takeover, so there are talks about a new stadium. What would you choose? Would you choose the current St. James's Park or a new St. James's Park in a different location?
Well, it's a lot of emotional moments. It's quite difficult when you've been for so long there to move somewhere else. But what I guess this new owner, I guessing they want to please everyone because there is not too many space now. 52,000 look like it's no big enough. So if you try to please everyone to be together, but sometimes it's emotional because being for so long there, he has to move somewhere else. But remember, Newcastle is not that big,
Hmm.
so it's quite tough for them to find the space.
Yeah. Foxy says this is an interesting question. Rodrigo Vilca, who's also played for Municipal, joined us, but hasn't quite gotten the workout for hasn't worked out for him at Newcastle. How does Novi see the future for Peruvian football at the moment? Not many young players in Europe.
Well, we have a lot of work to do in Peru, as you know, Chris. Probably our foundation, our clubs in Peru, they're not working good enough. First of all, you need facilities like you can see here around in England. Everybody, even you go to League One, League Two, you have a youth teams, good facilities, training grounds. So in Peru, and unfortunately, only first team has only few clubs. You can see the developable things like that: Sporting Cristal, Alianza Lima, Universitario, and the rest. They're not really difficult times. So when you don't have a big foundation, when they're working so hard with young players, is it difficult. We have a talent. We got a lot of talent in Peru. We love football, but everything changed now in the football. No, it's enough with the talent. You need to increase a lot of things, another different things. So I hope so. Hope so. We can have a in the future. We improve that clubs. They need to improve, but it's a responsible as our federation to put a lot of pressure into the clubs. If we don't do that, probably we'll still. It's a shame don't see many Peruvian around the world playing football.
Billy the Fish says South American players are the most skillful or talented in his opinion. Why do you think that is? And should English players be coached and trained more like South American players to become better?
I will say it's difficult to change. I will say we have everything is natural.
Mhm.
I will say now, no one in Europeans, if you see Foden is a fantastic, lovely left foot. Uh, that influence also now you can see the Premier League a lot of influence from the coaches like Spanish coaches, um, Portuguese coaches, a lot of South American playing around this league. You can tell. Look at Foden. Foden to me doesn't look well. If you see normal or natural English player, it to me look like a South American.
Yeah.
De Bruyne is another smart guy. So I will say what I only will say, probably you need to. I can see now the influence into youth training sessions. It looked like the English players start to become more skillful. More freedom to play football. So, but that's natural. Brazilians is from Brazil. They're born like this.
Yeah.
Colombians, Peruvians, and you can move to here or Spanish or things like that. But I think it's because the way where we came from, playing the difficult fields, is make a little bit skillful South Americans, because
Yeah.
you see any English boys in here, you go on any academic, you have a fantastic field. They have a carpet. We had to play back in the year. Remember, you had to deal with holes, no space. I mean, a lot of holes is a very tight, long grass. So that's the reason we develop our abilities. But I will say now the football is trying to become probably quite pretty close every countries.
David R. We're going to finish up soon. David R. says, "Are there many Peruvian players in the current Peru setup that perhaps Newcastle should be looking at?"
I hope so. At the moment, one of our great players, I will say Carrillo, Cueva, they are at the moment in great form. So we hope so in the future. Maybe in the future we can bring in any Peruvian to take it over my place.
Yep, that's true. Do you have to finish up? Do you have any message for the fans? Something you want to tell them? Any current projects?
I
What do
will
you got going?
say always thank you very much for the people, give me the award yesterday, Newcastle Foundation. I know, because all the people show their love to me all the time. I'm the same. I'm very being trying to be honest all the time, giving my best for this shirt. So I wish to like them, wish that desperate hopes so Newcastle can get any great result in any time, great trophy, because that will be over the moon this city. They deserve it. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for all your writings, all your great compliments. Always my second home. That's the reason I'm still over here.
One last one, and this is a very good one. Uh, could you see yourself in the manager's chair for Newcastle at some point?
Well, nobody can read the future, I believe, in life. But it will be a great dream. But I will working really hard to maybe to get a chance of the opportunity in the future. I hope so.
There you go. On that note, by the way, again, you can find Nobi. He's got an event the 24th of this month, at the end of this month, with Steve Wraith. And they're doing something together. So make sure to check it out. I got a picture right now so I can show the people. There we go, right there. You see it. An evening with Newcastle United legend Nobby Solano, hosted by Steve Wraith, Saturday 24th at Dundee. Raising funds on the night for a teenage cancer trust. You're gonna have live music, a two-course dinner meal, auctions, raffles. Listen, it's amazing. Go meet Nobby Solano. It's gonna be fun. And a massive thanks to NUFC Matters and Steve Wraith for setting this up for me. It's been a pleasure, Nobby. Thank you so much for being
Thank you,
on.
Chris. Thank you. My pleasure too. Thank you for all your support all the time, and I wish you all the best.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.